Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Antique Penguin. In this episode, I will be playing the 8th PSA mission, and yes, you have to click classified at the PSA mission folder in order to find the 8th and 9th PSA missions. I only knew about it after recording my gameplay of the 6th PSA mission, by the way. Another reason why I prefer the green panel over the yellow folder. Anyways, I start the PSA mission at the Gadget room, and apparently when I clicked at Gary before talking to him, a tremor happened, which is of course very strange. Oh, and by the way, I was originally gonna play this PSA mission after the fall fair party has ended, but I decided to play this PSA mission now before the party ends, just because I want to finish playing all the PSA missions already and move on to another CPPS walkthrough or come back to playing Club Penguin Legacy. By the way, you guys can request a CPPS I can play down at the comments below, or if I should come back to playing Club Penguin Legacy. Anyways, according to Gary, the tremor started at the docks, so of course I must go there, but before heading to the docks, I grabbed the brown hat and the brown hammer for later. And when I went to the docks, of course Herbert and Klutzy appeared out of the snow with the underground machine, as they obviously caused the tremors. First time I've talked to Herbert in person instead of a spy phone since the 6th PSA mission, interestingly. And yeah, that was pretty dumb of Herbert to tell Klutzy to grab the map, as Klutzy only has claws. Sucks for Herbert and Klutzy, they lost the map, but that doesn't really matter as Herbert memorized the tunnels. And then after I talked to Herbert, Herbert then closed his door and then goes back to the tunnels along with Klutzy. And since Klutzy was pretty dumb on leaving the lantern, I of course grabbed it, which will be used later on. Anyways, I go to the town to follow the two pieces of paper flying in the wind. One piece of paper got stuck at the nightclub sign, while the other piece of paper will continue flying to the snow forts, which I will follow later on. I checked out the coffee shop, and of course something awful has happened to the place. I then talked to the barista, who by the way didn't appear at the fall fair party of this year. Fun fact. Probably cause the barista hates the fall fair party. Anyways, I decided to help the barista out by picking the cookies off the floor. Honestly making me hungry a bit, but I wouldn't eat food that fell to the floor. Anyways, after helping the barista out with putting the cookies on the jar, the barista decides to give me a cookie, which is very nice. After getting the cookie to my inventory, I went back to the town to give the hungry green puffle a brown hat. And then I give the green puffle the cookie I just got a couple seconds ago, so that it can fly up and make the piece of paper fall to the ground. Oh, and by the way, you don't need to talk to the two penguins at the town or go inside the gift shop to complete the mission. Anyways, I grab the piece of paper and head on to the snow fort so that I can continue following the other piece of paper. I clicked at the piece of paper that was stuck at the flag so that it can continue flying to the plaza. So of course I decided to continue following it by going to the plaza. At the plaza, you can see a bunch of penguins lining up to the stage, and that the second piece of paper fell to the green penguin's newspaper. So apparently the green penguin wishes it could have a delicious double meat pizza with extra gray fish, but couldn't risk losing its place in line to get one. So I went to the pizza parlor to ask the pizza chef for a double meat pizza with extra gray fish so that I can give it to the green penguin. After giving the green penguin the pizza it wanted, I can now get the newspaper from the green penguin. Once I got the newspaper, I can take the broken map piece off the newspaper and combine it with the other broken map piece. At the beach, I can pick up the net by the lighthouse. Inside the lighthouse, I talk to the orange penguin and ask if I can take the balloon box. And of course the orange penguin allowed me to take the balloon box, so I did. After that, I talked to the purple penguin and asked if the cream soda barrels are safe enough to take with me. The purple penguin said they are safe, so of course I took one to my inventory. After that, I went back to the Gadget room to talk to Gary about what happened at the docks. So after I talked to Gary what happened at the docks, Gary told us about what our next mission is. After that, I clicked at the super helium and talked to Gary again if I can take the super helium. Gary told me that I can take it, so of course I took it and put it in my inventory. After getting the super helium, I go inside the sports shop so that I can take the wooden pegs beside the tent. And then I went back to town and opened my inventory to get the balloon from the box and put it on super helium to fill it with air. After that, I put the balloon on the gift shop so that the gift shop can fly. Next thing I did was put the net under the gift shop and then put the pegs on the net. After that, I put the rest of the wooden pegs I didn't use at my inventory and then get the hammer and use it to fix the gift shop. I like how those penguins aren't changing their reactions when I'm fixing the gift shop. And after all of that, the balloon will pop and the gift shop will perfectly land on the net and the two penguins are now happy. Anyways, the next thing I'll do is to go back at the docks and then go down the hole. Since I have the map combined, I can look at the map to see what tunnels should I go through. When the tunnel is dark, you can turn on the lantern to make the tunnel not dark. I think you can also use the spy goggles to go through the dark if you forgot to get the lantern earlier. The directions of the tunnels reset every time you start this PSA mission, so memorizing the map would be pointless. Anyways, once you see a hole under the gift shop, go inside the hole and then go left of the underground machine to the boiler room. At the boiler room, you can see Herbert doing something bad to the boiler. Click at Herbert and he will talk with Klutzy. After that, I talked to Herbert by telling him to freeze right there. Loved his reaction, by the way. I also love his reaction after I told him how I found him. I still feel bad for Herbert though, as he is stuck in a very cold island with a bunch of annoying penguins who party all day long. Man, just loving Herbert's personality in this mission. Herbert's just my favorite club penguin character overall, and he's just a misunderstood polar bear. Anyways, after Herbert shouted why his plans never work, he accidentally whacks the boiler with a wrench and then the boiler starts to overheat, which is very bad. Of course, Herbert and Klutzy decided to run back to the hole because the boiler is about to blow. Too bad Herbert got lost in the tunnels though. Anyways, I got a call from Gary about the boiler room and he asks if everything is alright. I told Gary that the boiler is overheating and that Herbert is getting away. Gary told me to not worry about Herbert and instead to fix the boiler, which is my priority now. So I clicked at the boiler so that I can fix it. Anyways, to fix the boiler, you must reconnect all the pipes from the top left pipe to the bottom right pipe. To move a pipe, first click the pipe you want to move and then click the square you want to move the pipe to. You can create any path you want with the pipes as long as you eventually connect the top left pipe to the bottom right pipe. Anyways, after fixing the boiler, I get a call from Gary again to report to the HQ as soon as possible. But before I go to the HQ, I go back to the hole with the underground machine so that I can use the wrench to get the gear out of the machine and put it in my inventory. And yes, this is the same gear that Herbert stole last mission, and this is also required to get the extra reward after completing the mission. Anyways, I go to the HQ to talk to Gary and he told us I did an excellent job. I told him we're back to square one cause Herbert got away, and Gary replied that Herbert made himself lost in the tunnels he made, and I still feel bad for Herbert, honestly. A few dialogues later, I gave Gary the gear that Herbert stole last mission. I asked Gary what are we gonna do with Herbert now, and Gary replied the PSA will have to come up with a plan of action to capture Herbert. And that is pretty much the end of the mission. Very fun and amazing PSA mission overall. Can't wait to play one more PSA mission to focus on other CPPS walkthroughs or to come back playing Club Penguin Legacy. Anyways, before I end off the episode, I will be showing you guys the stamps and the awards I got for completing the 8th PSA mission. Not sure why I checked out the stamps before the awards first, as I always check out the awards first before the stamps, but whatever. Anyways, the first award I will be showing you guys is the Boiler Spoiler Foiler Medal for completing the 8th PSA mission, and the medal looks pretty awesome. The next and last award I am showing you guys is the cool gift for giving the gear to Gary. By the way, the code in the note means agent, which is pretty cool but not my favorite award, but it's still pretty good. Anyways, that is it for this episode. Leave a comment down below on what CPPS I should check out or if I should come back to playing Club Penguin Legacy. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please like, comment, and subscribe for more Antique Penguin videos. With that being said, see you guys next time.